Well, okay, this is Coaster Zeke of Coaster Zeke's videos. Actually doing a serious video for a change, and a lot of people would say, that have seen my videos before, I'd be saying, can this guy, is he actually capable of doing a serious video? Because for those people familiar with my channel, they'll know that I play this Zeke character. It might be meteorologist Zeke DeRocher, it might be the Amish pyrotechnician, it might be Pyro Zeke, and there's some videos where I'm out in the outdoors shooting guns or whatnot, and go into that Zeke role-playing thing prior to shooting the guns or whatever. And most people understand what it is. Well, the majority do. That it's it's kind of an amateur version of like Don Knotts playing Barney Fife, or Jim Nabors playing Gomer Pyle, something like that. I kind of play this buffoon type character. But anyway, going to do a serious video. Since I do have some videos that where I'm out shooting guns. I'm not a gun or gear reviewer. I've said that before in other videos. Some people log on to my channel, see a video that's got something related to shooting guns, and they think it's a serious gun review, and then they get upset that that I'm doing that role playing or whatever. I must be a pretty good actor, because a lot of people buy it. They're like, well, this guy's drunk or what? What's wrong with the guy? So I must be pretty convincing. But anyway, not spending more time on that topic. But anyway, I'm going to be taking up this topic of gun control. Very hot topic in the news right now. And first and foremost, this most important thing right here. First of all, the school shooting out in Newtown, Connecticut was absolutely tragic. And I mean, I can't even imagine what the family members of the victims are going through. I mean, it's unspeakable. I can't even imagine. I mean, it's the most horrific thing I've ever heard of in this country, really. I mean, as far as, specifically how somebody could do something like that, who knows. But anyway, it sparked the whole gun debate thing. And first of all, before going into this, no, I'm pro-gun or pro-Second Amendment, but I realize there's a lot of people that don't feel that way, and there's people that don't like guns, and especially those that have been impacted in a negative way. You couldn't blame them for having the viewpoints they do. So, I respect all viewpoints on this topic. This is more geared to people that say, yeah, I'm for the Second Amendment. Maybe they're Republican, or and oftentimes they would be. And they may be a card-carrying member of the NRA, and they say, well, I'm all for the Second Amendment, and I don't want anybody taking my guns. I want to keep my guns. But yet, at the same time, they'll say, well, before I get to that, obviously there's going to be a lot of legislation coming down the pike in state legislatures, but especially on the national level. The biggest one is going to be this bill that Senator Dianne Feinstein is going to put forth, the assault weapons bill, the new version of that. And the other thing I'm going to say here is I'm not going to badmouth any politicians, or the liberal Democrats, or anybody that leans that way. I mean, I'm not going to get into that. I don't badmouth people, and I respect people for their views. But anyway, these people, they don't like guns, and they would ban all of them if they could, I think, anyway. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what I think. But anyway, I see a lot of people that are gun owners, a lot of them NRA members, that say, well, yeah, they should just pass that assault weapons ban. I don't want those AK-47s or those AR-15s, out there in the market. But what they got to look at is the specific wording in that legislation. We know for sure it includes 100 guns. I think it apparently covers a lot more than 100 guns. But anyway, we don't know for sure. You won't know until after the first of the year, specifically when the legislation comes out. And I would urge gun owners to read that specific wording in that legislation that's put forth, because you just don't know what all it's going to include. It'd be like kind of like when Obamacare was passed. They said, we need to. Nancy Pelosi said we need to pass the bill so that you can see what's in it. Well, they may pass this bill, and then the next morning you see what's in it, and you don't like what's in it. So, so if you're a gun owner, you have to watch that. The other thing is, I've heard some gun owners just say, well, I've got an AR-15, I'm going to sell it. The only thing I would say about that is if they're going to do that, sell it to either a licensed gun dealer or somebody they know very, very well that's going to keep it as their rifle. You know, because if you filled out one of those forms in the gun shop and went through the background check, you know, if anything ever happens with concerning that rifle, they're going to come back to the gun shop that it was sold out of, and you're going to be one of the first people that question about. So, you know, get a bill of sale too. You know, it's documenting. But anyway, just getting back onto this topic of what's at hand. I'm going to check my time on the camera. I don't want to make sure I'm not going too far over, getting too long-winded. But anyway, I want to wrap this up pretty quick. But anyway, the only thing I would say for gun owners is when this legislation comes out, look into what's in it, because I mean, it may, forget that whole idea of the 10 rounds or less magazine. It may be a lot more restrictive than that. The specific wording that could be a little concerning, just saying, because we don't know, but some people are saying is very concerning, is specifically semi-automatics with detachable magazines. That could be anything. That could be your Ruger 1022. That could be your semi-automatic deer hunting rifle that only holds, by the way, maybe 4 or 5 rounds. You don't know. So that's the only thing I'm saying is yeah, you better know what you're saying. Yeah, I'm for that. You know, because you don't know what's going to get passed. And the only thing I would say is, if they're going to ban a whole class of guns, then what's to say? I mean, I may be totally wrong about this. A lot of people that are saying this might be totally wrong about this. But what's to say that a couple years down the road they come back? Well, first of all, I kind of got off topic a little bit. Let me. The list of guns is coming out. Some of them are coming out, and this is the High Point 4595 TS carbine. Only holds 9 rounds. It's on the list. That appears to be for certain. A lot of people use that for target shooting, home defense, whatever. And you just don't know what guns are going to be on that list. But the only thing I'm saying is, if they can ban a whole class of weapons, maybe it's a lot more restrictive than you think. I mean, who knows? You might wake up the next day after the legislation is passed and find that it's all semi-automatics, regardless, that have detachable magazines. You know, even a pocket concealed carry pistol that's semi-automatic. You just don't know. But anyway, just end this real quick. Just if they're going to outlaw a bunch of guns right now or ban a bunch of guns right now, first wave, what's to say that a couple years down the road they'll come back and say, well, you can't have that bolt action deer hunting rifle or your bolt action hunting rifle. You say you use it for target shooting, you use it for hunting, and they may say, well, no, it's a sniper rifle. And likewise, most legislators will say, you know, you can have a revolver, you know, and we'll just open this up for you so you can safety check type of deal there. But anyway, a lot of them will say, well, you can have a revolver for, you know, target shooting, home protection, whatever. But, you know, that's what they're saying right now. But who's to say a couple years down the road, you know, they just flat out ban all guns. So that's just Kosher Zeke making his point here, and also being respectful of all viewpoints on this topic. And this is Kosher Zeke signing off.